What's up, guys? This is Dylan. I hope you guys can hear me. Had some technical difficulties, so I'm just now getting started. Sorry about that. But thanks for joining us, or me, for The Broken Dead today. I'm talking The Walking Dead, episode 10 of season 10. And I've got some news, teasers, speculation about what's to come for you. And this is The Broken Dead. And so this is Dylan, by the way. As you can see, Quin is not here today. He's out sick. He's got, I think he said he had pneumonia. So yeah, he works at a museum and they're opening up a new one, and he's been working his tail off and just crazy. So wish him well. Hope you feel better, Quin. Maybe he'll join us in the comments at some point. We'll see. But say a little prayer for him. I've got my trusty David Bowie with me today, so I'm not completely alone. But, so I want to say thanks for joining us. Whether you're new to the show or returning, glad you joined along for the ride, and hope that you'll join us live on YouTube every Sunday at 10 o'clock, hopefully, around 10-ish. So, pending any technical difficulties I might run into. Let's see. Look, all right. So please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, ding, so you know when we drop a new video. Podcast listeners, if you're still following the podcast, hopefully I'll get that caught up at some point. Life is crazy. So leave us 5 stars in the podcast app if you're interested in that. And check out the website at www.broken.pictures.com. And like I said, Quin is sick, so it'll be just me today. And we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. So my voice is still just teeny bit under the weather. If you were listening last week, man, I was on cold medication, and it was fun. And I was, my voice was a wreck. And still just a little bit. I'm going to take a cough drop here if you don't mind. So everybody's got it. It's not the coronavirus, by the way. And according to the doctor, he didn't even think it was the flu, but this is this is over 2 weeks coming off of it, so we'll see. Hopefully I am getting better, so I've got one more of my antibiotics to take and I should be good. So if I can just clear up this mess, I think I'll be okay. Excuse me. So spoiler alert, if you're not aware, we're going to get spoilery. I'm going to get spoilery. I'm going to talk about stuff that happened in the episode. So if you have not seen the episode, what are you doing here? Scram. So go watch the episode, then come back. This will be on YouTube. You can come back and watch it then. And so we've got a little bit of Walking Dead universe news. Still feels weird to say that, the Walking Dead universe. Because I was only in for the main show, and now it's like it's a monster, and I can't catch up on everything. But this is still fun, and you guys watch. Some of you guys still watch. But anyways, excuse me. I'm going to be struggling with that the whole time. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry. You can come back next week, and it'll be gone, hopefully. But maybe Quin will be struggling with it. We'll see. So yeah, the Walking Dead, second spinoff, third show, World Beyond. You guys probably know more about this than I do. So excuse me. Goodness. So yeah, we are live. I am live, by the way. If you don't see the little, there, it's on that side. Boop, right there. There it is. So yeah, there's going to be some little hiccups here and there. However, you and me, we're gonna get through this together. All right. It's been several months. Last week was our first week back, so still kind of working out the kinks a little bit, getting back into the groove. So, yes, Walking Dead news. World Beyond dropped a new teaser. If you were watching last week, they showed it during The Talking Dead. And nice little episode of The Talking Dead with the director on and everything. So basically, you got some kids that grew up behind the walls. They haven't experienced the zombie apocalypse, and they're going out to find what looks like their father. And they run into some stuff, and we're supposed to find out. It's only a two seasons special limited run, and we're going to learn something about the greater Walking Dead universe, as well as the communities that have come up and thrived in the middle of all this. And supposedly is where Rick went, and where Maggie is helping out with right now. So we'll see how that pans out and where they're going with that, and how that plays into the Rick movies. And that series will begin in April, right after The Walking Dead ends. So we'll finish season 10 right into World Beyond, and then right after World Beyond, I think Fear is going to start up, and then right back into season 11. So it's going to be a crazy, crazy year for The Walking Dead. And the Rick movies are filming, and somewhere along in there, they're going to come out at some point. Yeah. So let's get into the episode. I'm going to rate the episode. I like this episode way better than last week's. Last week, I don't know if it was just getting back into it, or if it was the cold medicine talking, or what, but I didn't really care for that. Or if it was just the whole Negan Alpha thing. Like I'm wearing my Negan Lucille because that's the only relationship that I stand. I don't stand for the Alpha and Negan thing. That's bleh, gross. Can't unsee that. So put Lucille back in his hands. Let's get to business. Yeah, so I'm gonna say a good. I'm gonna say a 9. Yeah, 8 or 9. Yeah, and I don't have any quirky things. Or here we go. 8 or 9 badass Gabriels, I guess, because Gabriel was a G this episode. All right, so Quin usually jumps in here and does the episode title and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to give my best go, and maybe I can do it with my voice. Sorry, I'm making just a teeny little adjustment here. All right, so season 10, episode 10, title was Stalker, and the description, Daryl makes it I can't say it either. Daryl makes a startling discovery that could be the key to defeating Alpha. So there we have it. What did he find out? We're going to talk about it in just a minute. Just hang on. Jeez, slow down. You're so impatient. All right, so let's get right into the episode. I got a lot of notes, but I'm trying not to go from like point to point here. It's a little difficult by myself because I don't have people to bounce off of. I mean, if you guys want to hit me up in the chat, that's fine. Later on, if you're watching this, just leave a comment below, and I'll get back with you. All right. So here we go. So we open up, and Beta goes. He's out in the middle of the field, gets into this giant RV, which is a slap in the face to Dale, and well, I would say Glenn, because I guess Glenn kind of took over the RV after Dale. But yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice, man. You don't do Dale like that. So he goes in there, and at first it looked like he found these guys, and they're just like sitting down on the job, and they're like, oh crap, the boss is here. So they kind of get up, shuffle around, and move this stuff around. He jumps down on a hole, and it's this tunnel system. And I was thinking, or this is the sewers that they escaped Alexandria in. And then it's revealed later that he comes up through the grave that Dante dug. How messed up is that? Like, Dante still killing folks, even though he's been killed like what was it? Only 2 episodes now. I think they said it was like 2 days ago on this, so maybe they're going day by day per episode. But excuse me. Yeah. So yeah, Dante's still having an effect, even though he's long gone. And excuse me. It's hard to talk and do that because I don't want to do that in your ear. But so anyway, yeah, this at first I was thinking this is like, it's a cool image of Beta coming up out of the grave. Yeah, I mean, obviously, old, call back to old school, excuse me, old school zombie flicks. Speaking of, like, you ever have something happen in your life and then you just can't stop talking about it? So a long time ago, this is so dumb. So we were doing like a Halloween dress up thing for in college, right? And I went to college only like several years ago. But anyways, so I came as like an old school zombie, and I was wearing a tux I had shredded, or a suit that I had shredded, and like I look like Night of the Living Dead zombie, right? This other guy shows up, and he is a virus zombie, like the new zombies. And this was like at the beginning of The Walking Dead. It's, I guess, close to 10 years ago. Good grief. And I didn't have this sense in the moment, because they were like, I don't understand why zombies are wearing nice clothes, because like all the zombie movies I see, people just turn into zombies. They die and they turn into zombies. But in the moment, I didn't have the sense to go, oh, you know why? Because the original zombies got up out of the grave and they were in the clothes that they were buried in. That's why they were all dressed so nice. That's why I'm wearing a suit. But no, in the moment, I was just like, oh. So, I don't know. You ever had those moments where you're just laying in bed at night and you're just like, why didn't I say the right thing? Yeah, that's one of those moments that just like play on repeat in my head. It's like, yeah, it's dumb. Anyway, yeah, this was a nice callback to Night of the Living Dead with the hand coming out of the grave. And big old giant Beta. I love the way they shot it. Just how huge he was coming up out of that grave, and how massive he was next to that small cross. Just even his hand was just like enormous. And so he comes up out of there, and I was just like, okay, that's great imagery, but like, where's the body? Like, this is where, if they're digging around from the outside, like, why would he come up through the grave? But Dante was digging, like, Dante did that. That makes perfect sense. I like that. That was crazy. So, and so obviously Gamma shows up, and they're dealing with Gabriel and Rosita are on the rocks, and they're dealing with Gabriel is just killed a man, and he's threatening Gamma. I was like, God told me to hang you. Like he's literally like the hanging preacher. Like, dude is off his rocker, talking about like telling the council to pull their teeth and crack their fingers, and like, that's nuts, Gabriel. And so Rosita calls him on it, and as she should. And so they kind of go back and forth, and it because we see the teaser later on where Rosita, it looks like she's just about to kiss Eugene, or Eugene's about to kiss her. So it looks like maybe something's happening with Rosita and Gabriel. They're on the rocks. Something's happening. Maybe they're going down a bad road. Who knows? But it looks like they've only got a couple episodes to show us what's going on with those guys, because at first it looked like Rosita and Gabriel about to hit the rocks, and their relationship is going to be over, because Gabriel was not in a good place. And then Gabriel kind of read her correctly that she wasn't ready to go out and left her home and took the crew out. Excuse me. And they, you know, kind of mended and patched things up by the end of the episode, where she left Coco with Gabriel and went to Hilltop, which is another thing. The whole thing from the teaser where the Whisperer is attacking Coco, and I still don't think they've actually killed a baby on the show yet, even though in the comic Judith died a long time ago as a baby. It's good. It was good to see that was just a dream, and that was a nice little nightmare scenario. But that wraps up the whole Gabriel Rosita thing. So then we've got Gabriel dealing with Gamma, and he's, hardcore threatening her, and that was a badass scene. Where he's just looking at her with that dead eye, just like peering into her soul, and reading her correctly as well. And and dude is just, I don't want to catch Gabriel on a bad day now. This dude is not the same guy they found. And so he reads that Gamma is lying, and I'm trying to remember this. Because I didn't just watch it. I watched it earlier today, and I wrote a bunch of notes, and I had a bunch of other stuff to do. So I'm trying to get back into that mindset as I'm doing this. So he goes in. Gamma breaks down and tells them about how she sacrificed her sister for Alpha without her even asking or anything. And that's how, I can tell you from experience, that's how the cult of personality works. Like, you start doing things for people that they don't even ask you to do, and you just do it because you think that's the right thing to do, or I'm not going to get into details, but I mean that was accurately described by Gamma. It just get caught up in it, and you start doing things you wouldn't normally do. You forget who you are, all that kind of stuff. And so I like how they're portraying that. So it seems like they're coming at Gamma pretty hardcore, but I don't know if they've been talking to Aaron and they've got a soft spot for her or what, but they obviously let Judith talk to her because Rosita was right there, and you even hear Rosita or Gabe. You even hear Judith talking to somebody before she goes over and talks to Gamma/Mary and finds out her name's Mary, and which is a nice little thing. And now she's called Mary, so I guess she's going to be one of the, because if you notice, like every single time they encounter a community, there's always that come on board with them. So it obviously not just going to be Lydia. So hopefully now it's going to be Mary that comes on board with them. And I think the cat just jumped off the bed or something, or the dog shuffled. I don't know if you heard that upstairs. Big boom. But anyway, there was also a nice little thing to see that Lydia had come in and saved Daryl. We'll get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so well, okay. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to jump around too much. I know I'm all over the place. We've got. Okay, so well, it kind of converges. So let me just. Oh no, hold on. I'm sorry. Just hold on. We'll get somewhere. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna follow this this Alexandria track before I get on the Daryl Alpha track. Okay. All right, so not only is Beta infiltrating Alexandria and climbing in through stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my phone off here. but he brought some whisperers with him, and this was a crazy plan, because when he went in and he started killing folks, and they started killing folks, I was like, man, that's crazy. And then he kind of got down on his knees, like he was. I don't know if you ever played The Witcher, but you know, like when you're in meditation or whatever, or other games like Assassin's Creed, where they, you know, the character gets on their knees and stuff. That kind of reminded me of that. And so he gets down on his knees, and I was just like, okay, what is going on? Is he just like praying to the dead? Is he honoring them? Like, duh, they're about to rise as walkers, and just like their own little Minuteman makeshift army there. And that, I thought that was a badass move. Come in and make their own horde, mini horde right there in Alexandria to attack. And luckily Gabriel did leave Rosita and her team behind, because I want to say, well, the first plan was for all of them to go, because there was a report, you know, that the horde was coming and all this kind of stuff. And which turned out to just be a decoy. It turned out to be a diversion. It was false. And Gabriel and his crew get there and find that they're all dead. Start heading back. Don't get there in time. And Rosita and Barcode and all of them have to go up against Beta. And so Beta's going in to get Gamma. Barcode interjects and rip Barcode. I don't even know her name at this point. It was like Stephanie or something like that. Maybe. Just let me know if you remember. But yeah, man, she was a cool character. And she was one on the council too. So they lost a council member, a big council member. And I mean, I assume she's dead, because I mean, it looked like he slammed her head up against those bars and there was blood. So I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Well, I mean, I'm not watching The Talking Dead right now. We'll see if she's in the in memoriam during The Talking Dead later on. If you've seen it, let me know if you know for sure. But so yeah, she saved Gamma's life, and then Gamma gets out of there, and then of course Judith brings her up, and he's up in the house, and sure enough, Judith finally gets to use that gun and shoot a bad guy, a big bad. And I thought for sure, man, this is gonna be a big blow to Beta. But dude is wearing body armor that stopped like a what is that, a 357? Or I'm sorry, I'm losing. It's like a 357 Magnum or something like that, Colt Magnum. I can't remember right now. Anyway, that's a what's up, Quin? She'll rise again as a walker, maybe. Yeah. Quin's in the comments. Jump in there with him. So, yeah, I can't remember what type of gun Rick has. It's a big-ass gun. And that was pretty much point blank through a door, yeah, but I mean, that's a big-ass gun. And his body armor stopped it. And that's, yeah. But we'll see. Grown man Judith, yes! Thanks, Quin, jumping in. He's here in the comments if he can't be here in person. So, yeah, then so Gamma saves Judith, gets RJ out of there. They're getting out of there, and he grabs Gamma by the foot, and she falls on the floor and is knocked out. Is very conveniently, and then as he's a Colt Python. Thank you. I can't see all of it. Was that 357 Magnum? Yep, 357 Magnum. That's what I thought. 357 Colt Python. Yeah. Boom. Yeah, that's a big ass gun. He should not have walked away from that. Especially, and I don't care what kind of armor. He does not have armor for up that close. So yeah. So Gamma, he's about to get Gamma because she's out. And Rosita shows up and is a badass, like freaking Ninja Rosita showing up with her sword and just slicing and dicing Beta. And I thought, I thought either he's going to kill Rosita, and this is going to be a big showdown because they should give Rosita something like that, like instead of just like what they did. I mean, I appreciated seeing her in that moment, and that I appreciate that she got that moment, but I want to see Rosita I want to see her take down a big bad. She deserves that. She's earned that. And so yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, Beta is a Frankenstein's hemorrhoid, as Negan put it. So he obviously gets the drop on Rosita. He's about to kill her, and then Gamma steps up, being a badass herself, says, "You step towards me." She wants me alive, so she's, threatening him, and he takes her, and then Gabriel jumps in, or Gabriel meets him, and then Beta just runs off in the woods like some weirdo, and as they're shooting after him or something. So I think that storyline pretty much wraps up. They go back and they meet Aaron, and Aaron tells them, that they're back and not everybody made it, and so I guess that don't really know. Still no. Of course, they weren't going to tell us this episode, but no word on whether Connie and Magna have made it. But they're packing up. It looks like the rest of, I guess, the civilians, and put them on wagons, and the children, send them to Hilltop, and she leaves Coco with Gabriel. Or maybe they're sending the warriors. It doesn't look that way, but it looks like they're sending all like the women and children. So now we can get into the I don't think there's anything particular there other than that Mary/Gamma is going with them, and Rosita is like, "I'm Rosita," and it's like, "I'm Mary." Yeah, I know. So Rosita's a badass. So Daryl, after having just got pissed off at Carol for going off the hinges, is now going off himself and attacking what was like 6 to 8 of them, like several of them. And first of all, when Alpha was coming out of the front of the mine, the little cave there, with walkers, like, how did they get back out the front? How did she like go down there? Because obviously our crew from last week could not get back up for whatever reason. Like, I want to know how she's able to pull walkers out the front door when the other guys had to find another way out. And even the walkers, or the whisperers that were sent in after them, still had to leave out the back and not out the front. So how does that work exactly? I'm not sure, but that was one of the Scooby-Doo plot holes, I guess. We'll see. Maybe they'll explain it later. I doubt it. But anyway, so she gathers some walkers and is going out hunting. I don't even know what they're out. Why? I don't even know why they're out there looking, other than maybe they know that they got out or something. Why would she go? Who is she looking for? But they're along the river hunting, looking, and oh, that's no. Hold on. I think that's right. That's right. Because Daryl meets them at there, and they find his arrow, and then they go, okay, I'm tracking. Track with me. So yeah, they find the arrow, and they're going to look for somebody, and of course Daryl is hunting them. And if anybody could do that, it would be Daryl. But dude, like, you just maybe they put in false markings. I don't know, Quinn. Maybe they had false road signs. Excuse me. So yeah, so Daryl of all people could could take down all these people, but he just got onto Carol for going and doing this. I mean, Carol could have done it, and Daryl would have fussed at her. So, like, I don't know. I guess because, excuse me, I'm gonna chew my little thing there. Cough drop. So, yeah, Daryl, I don't know what you're doing, man. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe because you just had a fight with Carol, you're not thinking straight. I don't know exactly, but get it together, my man. He goes out, and it's like Alpha almost took Daryl out. Like, if they hadn't shown it like through Daryl's eyes with all the blood and everything, and we were just like watching it as normal, it would be hard for me to believe that Daryl didn't die. Because as he's watching Alpha like get the stick and all this kind of stuff, there's still like 3 or 4 walkers like out there, and he can't see what he's doing, and he's got a knife in his leg, like he's got a slash. Like, I mean, Alpha almost did him in, and of course he got Alpha pretty good too, but still, like, yeah, that didn't quite add up for me. I mean, it was cool. There was a lot of action, but I don't know. I was trying to piece it together in my head, and it was just like, okay, what just happened? He always just lost. He always just lost his maybe love interest. Oh, yep. That's you're probably right. That's probably why he got messed up, Quin, because he was fighting with Carol, and that's his secret baby, I guess. I don't know. I mean, his secret love. He can't think straight, obviously, and he goes, and this was cool. Like, they did it well the way it played out, but as like just thinking about the story, he runs off. She tracks him to a gas station, and then suddenly she's too tired. She's too tired to pursue him the last 10 foot. And so she just sits there and calls walkers. And then they both, like, at different intervals are passing out and never go after each other. And they don't notice, like, okay, they're not making any noise, or they're not communicating anymore. It's like a Mexican standoff, but, oh, that's fine, Quin. I got you. He misspelled something on the chat. No worries. So yeah, you got this Mexican standoff. This like, it's like they're across the room from each other. They just can't see each other because he's behind a counter, and calls in these 3 walkers, and he defeats them. And even during all this, she's still too weak. I mean, she tracked him all the way to the gas station, but once she gets in the door, it's just like, oh, I can't do it anymore. I got to sit down. It's just like, what? Like, I don't know. But then when he's taunting her about Lydia, not loving Lydia, and she's like, what'd you say to me? What'd you say to me? And she gets up and only is like, it's feisty enough to talk back, but not enough strength to make it 3 steps, and falls down and passes out. And even then, is Daryl so weak that, I mean, after having fought off 3 like, he can fight off 3 walkers, but he can't make it across the room. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Come on, guys. You can do better than this. Like, The Walking Dead used to be like so earnest and trying hard and like so realistic, and now it's almost like soap opera-y, and like they're trying so hard to have these moments that are like, I don't know, they're just trying to give these characters some moment that doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, oh, you know, it'd be the coolest thing that would happen? This. But they don't they don't say, okay, well, they don't reverse engineer it and say, okay, well, how can we make that make sense? And how do we need to tweak it to where we can still do that cool moment, but be able to write it in a way that makes logical sense. You know what I mean? Because they're standing over there, and even when she's mouthing to Daryl, like they're obviously both awake at this moment, and she goes and falls out, and he's behind the counter, and she's mouthing, and then suddenly she stops mouthing and stops moving. He's not like, oh, this is my moment to go kill Alpha. Nope. Maybe he passed out too. We don't know. We didn't see it. I don't know. Like, what happened? I don't know, but conveniently, right after they just called Lydia, she's like, what? And here's her name and shows up. I mean, maybe her nose was itching or something. Who knows? So she shows up, and I thought it was a dream at first that was just like something that Alpha needed, you know, but nope, lo and behold, it was real. It was the real Lydia showed up and pissed her mom off just enough and saved Daryl. But I don't know. Like, did she wake her up, or did she just wake up when Lydia was coming through? Maybe. I don't know. But why? Like, we accept these things because they happen on TV, but I mean, it breaks the suspension of disbelief to me. It breaks the suspension of belief. I'm saying that right? Okay. Yeah. It just pulls me right out of it because, okay, I can't say anything else about it. It's just, I mean, you get it. So, Alpha is like, oh, Lydia, you're here. Come kill me and take over the Whisperers. You are me, and you were meant to. I made you strong, and now I need you to do something for me, even though I cast you out. And so, yeah. And of course she doesn't. And she's like, no, I'm not here for you. I'm here for him. And she goes and gets Daryl. And of course she can't kill her mom. And they had that little sweet moment in the woods. Daryl's been sleeping all day and wakes up, and Lydia's made him pancakes and eggs. Just kidding. She's been watching over him in the woods. And they have this sweet little moment, and he even asks her if she's made a decision yet. She says she's been out there watching and deciding, and she kind of gives him a look, you know, when he asks, you know, if you've been deciding what, and she's like, like not ready to reveal that necessarily, even though she chose to save him and not her mom. I mean, she's obviously leaning one way more than the other. However, she can't kill her mom. She can't do her in. So she's cleaned up Daryl's wounds, and who knows where it's going to go after this. I don't know if she's going to go back. What do you guys think? Do you think she's going to go back to Alexandria or the Hilltop with Daryl at this point? Is she back in the game? Is she done playing in the woods? And then when Alpha wakes up and she's got two Whisperers with her, like at first I thought maybe she's back at the camp, and because this almost looked like she was dying. Like this was a moment where she looked like she was like giving it all up. She's like, I'm strong now. I'm strong. And based on their belief with the dead and you know, all that kind of stuff. And she did her chant. And I went back and watched that part again. And she's obviously talking about how now that she has made she has actually severed her relationship with Lydia. Now she's strong, and now she's ready to be the person she's supposed to be. So, I mean, personally, I don't think Alpha's about to die. I think that she is like reaffirming, and she's about to come on strong, and they're going to heal her up, and she'll be back and all that kind of stuff. What do you guys think? Do you think maybe she's signing off and giving one last chant for the road, or do you think she's out? Or do you think she's just doubling down and she's ready to come back? Personally, I think it's the latter. So next week, let's look at, let's see, our episode title for next week is Morning Star. And it doesn't look like, as far as I can find, we don't have an episode description just yet. So if you guys find one, shoot me a link or something. But anyway, I did see the teaser for next week, and it looks like everybody's at the hilltop. And oh yeah, well, I guess that confirms it because because Alpha is leading the horde towards Hilltop, and because they must know what's going on over there, because I guess because they killed most of the people. I mean, I don't know how they know that everybody is going to Hilltop, or maybe they just decided to send the horde to Hilltop, or what. But maybe they're sending it to both. I don't know. But I know there's a scene where Daryl's taking the mace and reaching over a fence with spikes that they've made, like some kind of guard post thing to hold the walkers back, and he's reaching over it with his mace and killing one. I want to say that I saw Gabriel, so maybe they're at Alexandria, but for sure the rest of them are, because there was Jerry and several others and Ezekiel at Hilltop ready to defend and saying that the horde was coming. So I think that's what's happening. Quin said that Alpha is going to go back and most likely die. So what do you guys think as far as the comic book ending? Negan cuts her head off, right? What do you guys think is going to happen in the show? Do you think they're going to remix it in some way? Do you think that Negan is playing the long game, or is he in? Or is he a whisperer now? He's all in. He's in deep in the latrine. So he's in the shit. Literally last week he was. So I don't know. At this point, I would like to believe that Negan is playing the long game, and man, that's going all in, literally, for the Whisperers. So many puns. Quin says he's gonna make a stand at she'll make a stand. Somebody will make a stand at Hilltop, put it into this all at once. Yeah, so this is a little bit different because I want to say in the comics, Beta's the one that sent the horde after Alpha's death. So I figured they'd remix Alpha a little bit just because they're not going to make her go out like a punk like that. So we'll see how that happens, and if they do somehow remix Alpha and give her a bigger, stronger death, or build it towards some big climactic thing with Negan and he ends up chopping her head off, or if Daryl does, or whoever, or Carol, because I mean they've been building this mother to mother thing with Carol for a while, and so maybe Carol will be the one to do it. Although that I don't know what that's going to do for her psyche, for her to actually get the thing, or maybe it's going to help, or maybe not getting the thing that her psyche needs will be more detrimental. But we'll see how that goes for Carol. But back to my main point: if they give Alpha the bigger death, where does that put Beta in his death? Is that going to be a showdown between him and Daryl, and we finally get to see how that plays out? Because Daryl has gotten a showdown with both of them so far. He's the only one that's gotten a showdown with both of them. That's kind of ended up in a wash. So, I mean, if Daryl was going to kill her, he would have already killed her, I think. So I don't think it's going to be Daryl, except maybe Beta. We'll have to see. So what do you guys think? We've been going for almost an hour now. Let me just flip through here and see if there's anything that I saw that stuck out to me. Of course, Lydia carved in the countertop to her mom. Your way is not the only way. That just pissed her off. So I think it was a solid episode. I like seeing the characters be badasses, and even go overboard a little bit. Oh, the knife in Daryl's leg. He somehow that's another thing. Somehow he escaped, got to the gas station and hid with a giant knife in his leg the entire time, only to pull it out just to kill a walker for that moment. And great, cool moment, but how did he get to the gas station so fast with a knife in his leg? Adrenaline? I don't know. So, yeah. I don't want to be critical. I want it to be good. I don't want to just sit here and just bash The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. I want to see it be good. I want to see things make sense. I don't want to see a shadow of what it used to be or could be or anything like that. I want to see it rise to what it should be and what it could be. They're saying that there's a lot of hype for this season. And Angela King has done a lot. Things have changed. But I mean, what do you guys think? Where are you guys with it? If I wasn't doing this show, I personally don't know if I would still be watching it as consistently. Time travel? What? Quinn said something about time travel. If they throw time travel in there, I'm going to be pissed. That seems to be like every time a show jumps the shark, there's time travel. Of course, I mean, The Walking Dead does time jumps. Is that what you mean? Time jump? There's always the time jumps. And even before people started complaining about time jumps, there was always time jumps. They just didn't announce it every time. But now seems like every time they're like, hey, there's going to be a time jump. So for whatever reason, I don't know. But it's fun. This is fun. Hope you guys continue. And we will, at the very, very least, continue to finish out this season of The Walking Dead. And if it gets good, if we're still enjoying it, then maybe we'll do World Beyond, and maybe even Fear or something. I don't know. Everything is up in the air now. It's an exciting place to be. Okay. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope that you'll join me live next week. Hopefully Quinn will be feeling better and join me as well. Here on YouTube next Sunday, 10 p.m. Don't show up at 10 a.m. I'm not going to be here. I might not even be here right at 10 p.m. as long as I get my ducks in a row. So please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you know when we drop a new video. And podcast listeners, please leave us 5 stars. And don't forget to check out the website. That is www.broken.picturesno.com. This is Dylan. I'm not wearing pants. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. You'll never know. Thanks and goodbye.